the public debt because on the external side, which is $20 billion, and the exports only increase all those gurus who used to campaign that if the rupee is allowed to slide and move according to the market mechanism, so the exports will go sky high. I wish it would have gone, and I would have been happiest Pakistani, but it's only increased in the first 3 years 800 million. It is the tough 400 billion the state has given subsidized loans, and the industry matched 500 billion. With that, actually, you have now increased in the export. You see the formula which we followed in 2017-18, I'm sure your record would bear me out. 10th of January 2017, after the fund program was over, we calculated what is the input in every component of product, the taxes component of that. That was about 9-10 rupees. We gave 10 rupees, we gave 180 billion package, then we upgraded when there was a change in Prime Minister in this country, Shaista Khan, I gave another 67 at the request of the industry. We got 12.7% increase in the. If you had followed that model, you would have got, you have saved yourself inflation, you have saved yourself from going to policy rate of 14%, which the country was having debt servicing of 1750 billion. Now you're talking of about 4,500 billion. Now what is this? This is all mismanagement. So I think debt is a very important, I agree. But having said that, let's look from a different angle. The law in this country was obviously self-introduced. The debt responsibility and fiscal responsibility debt limitation act. I triggered it. I brought Tariq Hassan from World Bank. They normally do not allow to go to your own country. President Wolfson asked me that if you need any human resource, we understand you overworked. So I said, give this man to us. We started that. This good thing. We imposed ourselves, 60%. That law was rolled out, obviously, after the coup. But you see, then we campaign worldwide that we are debt trapped. Can somebody tell me what is the US debt to GDP? 110%. UK after post-COVID, 101%. Japan, 257. I never see any politician or any media house talking there that we are a debt trap country. Is this the difference is that they can print dollars, that they can print sterling, they can print yen, and they can't, and we can't, and the rupee is not global? See, let's please, for heaven's sake, the politics must be detached from this economy. I don't know. I'm being sometimes emotional, but I feel hurt. The country which was going to be part of G20 in few years' time, there should have been collective effort to reduce the timeline, and it would have been possible with the speed the country was moving on. But somehow, we are there. It's never too late. I think you campaign with your media partners and colleagues. Please force us that you go on that path, have chart of economy, and move the country back to where it was 2017.
Right. I think this is very important, and we recognize that you have been, championing this cause of Charter of Economy for many years. And on behalf of at least Prime Institute, I can commit that in the future, in next, we are pleased going to elections. Whenever we go to next elections, we will be actually working on the Charter of Economy, and we'll come back to you with your inputs, and of course other political parties would be involved in that process also. And certainly I think this is very important. And moving on, I just want to, you mentioned about the currency, and I just want to pick up the sound money theme. I know you're very also sensitive on that point, but I just want to hear your views on this association between strong currency.
گفتگو کر رہے تھے اس وقت وہ چند سوالوں کے جواب بھی دے رہے ہیں، اور ٹیکس وصول سے متعلق انہوں نے بڑی اہم بات کی، اور ظاہر ہے ٹیکس وصولی پاکستان کا ایک بڑا مسئلہ رہا ہے، ایک پیچیدہ مسئلہ رہا ہے، اس پر حکومتیں بہت کام بھی کرتی آئی ہیں.
I'm not trying to take credits on everything, but let me remind you, Pakistan was on PEG system till October 1999. And after the sanctions, putting and fixing the economy, it is I was finance minister, it is PMLN which actually started 80-20, 60-40, 20-80, and then 100% market based. By in the first quarter of 1999, first time Pakistan went on interbank, what we call real effective exchange rate. My problem is that in any system, it's not only Pakistan, there are certain speculators, gamblers, hundiwalas, who take the country's currency as a hostage. If the state does not come in play, I think then what will happen is what has happened now. See the recent, did Bank of England not intervene? Did Bangladesh not intervene? India recently intervened. Why? India could afford out of 600 odd billion reserves that throw 98 billion in the market. We don't have that luxury. So we have to make sure that these abuses must be checked. And I think the multilateral have to understand this is neither Bank of England or Federal Reserve that we can afford that if it goes outside the band or below the band and they intervene and spend whatever they spend or buy whatever they buy, we have constraint of forex reserves. So the only tool you have is the making sure that such things do not happen. We have recently started operation. Just as of last 24 hours, our customs have caught one single person in Chaman border. $100,000 he was smuggling, is being smuggled across the border. Can we afford that? We have with these small, our urea, which we import, and the local price courtesy as a cheap provision of gas to those fertilizer companies, obviously then cost of produced and manufactured fertilizer is less. But when we import, local price is 2,600, the imported price is 6,500 to 7,000. So we subsidize, because obviously we can't sell that they export. This is imported is 7,000 and this is imported is 2,300 to the farmer. That imported, which means the one loss is foreign exchange spending, second loss is the subsidy which the state is giving, and the imported stuff is being smuggled out to neighboring countries and from neighboring countries to Central Asian states. You see, these are the things. So we have left the currency on its own natural flow, but the speculative part has to be checked. As I said, we have launched operation. There is a huge smuggling of your US dollars. You are buying coal from a neighboring country in rupees. The rupees come to Pakistan territory in Peshawar or other borders, and they buy your dollars and pay 15-20 rupees extra. So these things have been checked. So
these things are happening ever since Taliban took.
وفاقی وزیر خزانہ اسحاق ڈار تقریب سے خطاب کر رہے تھے. انہوں نے کہا کہ پالیسیوں کے تسلسل میں ہمیشہ مشکلات کا سامنا رہا ہے اور ملکی معیشت کو مستحکم کرنے کی کوشش کر رہے ہیں.